Hi, I'm Aisha.
Hey, I'm Jasmine.
What's up? It's 1228.
And we're IJT Productions. So I know that you talk about from a biblical point of view about marriage, but what about men who are not into God?
Ooh,
And about
ooh,
marriage. Like
ooh.
how does that align with today's world? Because a lot of young men are not into God, but they're with women who want marriages, who want a godly husband, or who just want to be married, but that's not their views. So like what do you say for that?
My perspective is that you cannot be unequally yoked, right? You can, you could, you could be, you cannot be unequally yoked. I cannot. There's, you cannot have a marriage that one person is a Christian and the other person is a Jew or Muslim. One of them have to convert. I mean, if the man is Muslim, 9 times out of 10, the woman's going to convert, right? That's the first thing. Um, Second thing with that is that you cannot, like I said earlier, your relationship with God is parallel to how you treat your wife. How can you have a relationship with your wife and how can you love her? How can you love your spouse? Not even say wife. How can you love your spouse the right way if you don't believe? It's impossible. How you? What is what is your marriage? What is the foundation of that? What is the foundation of your marriage? What are you standing on? What spiritual thing that you're standing on when it comes to your marriage? So I think it's very impossible to conduct a marriage like that. Because for one, you guys are unequally yoked. You guys see two different ways. You believe in two different things. Muslim may, I mean, they enjoy having 5 and 6 wives and stuff like that. Men, you might be a Christian, you might not want to do that or comfortable with that. So being unequally yoked plays a big factor, and then having a relationship with God is a big factor. I either say it's like you have to become contagious, like one or the other has to become contagious in order for that to work.
And I think that could be a problem in society too when it comes to having a wanting to be married because most of the time what I hear from women is that there's not enough men or there's not enough men who are into this. So it's like what is the point of marriage? Is do you love God and not get married because that man can't make that commitment, or do you settle for what you have you know
Yeah, that's an interesting point
Yeah,
you said, Jazz, because is there a way that because everybody's not Christian that's gonna be listening, right? Everybody's not religious.
right.
So we have to keep that in mind as well. So I get from a Christian's perspective your thoughts, but how can how can you reach those people to see the light of it all, to see the importance of the marriage and being one?
I have my staff pharmacist. She's a Buddhist. She's married. She's expecting her first child. We talk often about marriage. Most her perspective is again, you have to believe in God. You have to believe in something in order for that, in order for a marriage to work. A marriage is ordained by God. That's that's basically what it is. So if you can't get an understanding of that, you're right. Marriage is not for you. And of course, other factors play into that. But her perspective as a Buddhist is they work like they both are Buddhists. When they work their marriage similar like everybody else because they have a foundation in the spiritual being. You cannot, from my perspective, like you probably I haven't been exposed to a marriage that people don't have a relationship with God. That's probably like what I never been exposed to that.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair, and it's not to
Yeah.
put you in,
Yeah. So I'm just saying, it's like if that's something that like I would love to know how it operates. I would love to know because that opened my mindset to where it's, okay, wow, like, this could work.
It's the same thing, Rob. So like I know people who are like either atheists or whatever and they're married, right? So you like attract you like. So you make sure you find a partner. Like you said, if you're Buddhist, Christian, atheist,
Yeah.
atheist. That way, even though they don't believe they're equally yoked,
Yeah.
they're yoked because they have those same beliefs. But
Understood.
they look at marriage more like, like that, like how I guess the world would see it as a contract rather than a relationship with God versus with a man and a wife. They see it like some may see it as a contract. So they take God out the equation and then try to do everything, not knowing that they're still doing godly things in their marriage. I won't argue with my atheist friends, but I just laugh when we talk about that. But still, like you find like attract like, so they take God out of it sometimes.
I actually, that's a great concept. Like I actually love that. I mean, that opened my eyes a lot because I seriously could not see it any other way that you could possibly conduct a marriage without a spiritual life.
Right. It's just people. Everybody does it differently, right? And I think that's the importance of conversations like this. Is not for somebody that's not a Christian to hear this and be like, "Oh, he's just talking about Christian, so I ain't getting married." Like, put that to the side and understand the importance and figure out what works for you, whatever your belief system is. How can you unify with someone and connect to whatever high power, or high power you don't believe in? But it's fine, whatever you want to. But how can you become one and raise a healthy family? Because that's really my concern with it all, in my opinion, just the single motherhood, single fatherhood, and things of that nature. Like, just we need to put those numbers down. And I feel like conversations like this can at least help to open people's minds and to take in their lives more seriously. When you choose to move in with people and give people access to your finances and do things that traditionally married people would do, that's something that we really need to have conversations about, because you can't put the cart in front of the horse. So so that's a great perspective, and I appreciate your perspective. But everybody is different, so at least you even willing to be open-minded to the fact that they're not Christian, but they can do it their way and it may work for them. And just like you have the right to do it your way and it may work for you. So that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's a wonderful thing. I mean, it's like, I think marriage is like it's like your relationship with God mostly. So you can't, people that believe in God, it's like you can't put them in the box.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can't put your marriage in the box because it's never going to grow.
There you go.
So I'm willing to learn all aspects or how other people, other religions, other people, walks of life do or deal with marriage. Man, that's powerful because I mean I may critique some stuff. I mean, and I'm not saying that I'm turned atheist, but I may take and grab stuff from everywhere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And
just
vice
to make
versa.
sure that I'm different.
Somebody may grab
just to make sure.
Right.
Just to make sure that I'm in the area to where I'm doing something different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm creating something that was never been done before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you got to do that by reinventing what you already seen.
Okay.
So inventing what you didn't see.
That's it. So we're gonna we're gonna really end the video now because we got less.